beautiful evening to you watching us today here on West Nile TV. Thank you for joining us on today's episode of The Real Talk with me, Lee and Ayot. Every Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. We are on this show where we do the discussion. We discuss things that you don't want to speak openly, but it's on this show that you get to say your mind. The beauty with it is that you can be a part of this discussion. All you have to do is go to our YouTube or our Facebook channel where we stream live. You like, subscribe, and then you leave a comment what you think about a topic, the topic of discussion at hand. And that is the beauty with this show. It's the last Saturday of the month of April 2024, and I know April has been a month that has been a lot for some people. We've seen things happen, especially here in Arua, where we've seen series of thieves being hunted down, killed. Mob justice has been taking place this month a lot, and apart from the theft issues, some people have received all other promotions. Things have been happened, and we mourn the loss of our friend Alfred, who passed on yesterday. May his soul rest in eternal peace. And today again we are on this beautiful discussion. Like I said, this is The Real Talk every Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. Enjoy it at your comfort, whether you're sipping your coffee or just sitting back on your phone or your TV watching us. We appreciate your time. And today in the studio we have guests like we always do. And today's topic, I think, is relatable. Everyone can relate with the topic. It's a topic that we do discuss in our relationships, and sometimes people don't want to touch on it because to them it's a lot. And today we are talking about commitment in relationships, commitment in contemporary relationships. Are people committed in today's relationships? We've seen people complain, I'm in a relationship with this person, but I don't know where I stand, or I'm in a relationship with this person, but I'm not serious. And then on the other side, the other person is thinking, you can be committed to someone, but they are not committed to you. So commitment is, it's supposed to be a two-way thing if you really talk it out in your relationship and understand yourselves, and first of all know why you are in the relationship, and then you can decide whether or not to be committed to someone or not to be committed to someone. But you can always be open about it. That is the discussion we're going to hold here in the studio with two vibrant young people here in the studio who are also going to share their experiences. We'll also get to know your stories and whether you've been in committed relationships, how it ended or how it's going. Would be interested to know. So before we go any further, let's have this time to get to know each other so that the discussion flows beautifully. I'll start with a beautiful young lady here on my right. You're most welcome to West Nile TV. Please let our viewer know you.
Thank you very much, coordinator. My name is Sophia Raj. I work with GFCU Bank and a Rotaract. I'm so pleased to be part of the discussions.
Thank you so much, Sophie, for joining us in the studio. She's a banker, and we love to see more female bankers, in that area. Thank you for joining us today. And on my left here, we have a gentleman. You're most welcome to West Nile TV, and thank you for joining us on this show.
Thank you very much, the coordinator. By names, I'm Henry Ruvulwa, an educationist, that is a teaching profession. Passionately, an agriculturalist, so I do some bit of crop growing and also honey value addition. Okay. So that is brief about me. Nice to be here.
Thank you so much, Henry, for joining us. And it so happens one of the most richest people in this world are agriculturists. And I don't know how we view it here, but to us, when someone says I'm into farming, I'm an agriculturist, we tend to look at it like this is a dirty job, I can't do it. There's no money, but you have not ventured there. The time you venture there is when you know there's employment, something called self-employment, and something called money in agriculture. And I think in my next level of education, I should do a course related to agriculture. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining us here on today's discussion. And now to you, the viewer, you can be a part of this discussion. Like I said, all you have to do is go to our YouTube channel and you leave a comment what you think, your opinion, whether you agree or disagree with something. We do respect your opinion, so we do it respectfully here on the show. I'll start with Sophie. Sophie, have you been, okay, before we go there, what do you understand by commitment in a relationship? When you hear about commitment, what comes into your mind?
Okay, about commitment, in my own view, I will take it as a way of choosing to do something right, regardless of whether it has a positive or a negative impact in someone's life.
Okay.
So that is a commitment.
Okay, great. That is what she thinks, and you can let us know what you think. It's as simple as going to our YouTube channel and leaving a comment. Henry, what comes into your mind when you hear about commitment? I know you men have a tendency of complaining, you're not committed to me, or blah blah blah. So what do you mean by commitment?
With commitment, to me, it feels like putting in your all. That is sacrificing to attain something that you feel is worthy of doing so. Brief one, many of us are committed in the hustles we make to earn a living. Regardless of whatever people say or think about it, you keep doing it because you feel it is worthy to invest in. So it is much of giving it your all, sacrificing for something you feel it is worth it.
Okay, interesting. And now we're going to zero down in on commitment in relationships. You know, you get some of you get into relationships where you make call it a promise, or maybe something you tell yourself you want to fulfill or achieve in a relationship. Of course, together, or you make such a commitment to your partner, maybe to make the relationship work, and that. So one thing that which is obvious is that in today's relationship, people hardly commit. So people just go into relationship to have fun, to have sex, to do stuff, and you see there's okay, there's a lot as to why people enter relationships today, but commitment is one of the least reasons as to why people get into relationships. So Sophie, have you ever been in a committed relationship?
Okay, I think I've ever committed myself in a relationship, but I don't know whether it was both sides or one-sided. So I don't know how to explain that, but at least at some range I've been in a committed relationship.
You have been in a committed relationship. You're sure you're committed to this someone. If it's okay, you could share with us what it's like to be in a committed relationship from your own experience.
Okay, moderator, the commitment I was in was a short-term commitment. It wasn't something for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, and since I told you, it was as if I was alone into the system. I didn't want to bother myself so much since it was for a short period of time. Mm-hmm. And I took it so upon myself, and since the commitment, okay, I'd said it was for a short period of time, and I was the one committing to it, the experience wasn't good. It wasn't something pleasing. Mm-hmm. And I really don't love to hear it from any other person again, that I'm committing just for the sake of this and that. No. I really wanted something that would last for long, but since it was me in the system alone, and it failed to work, that's how I always take it from that point that I was disappointed up to today.
Okay.
I also just do it the way it is.
Hey.
I don't take it personal
Wow.
anymore.
So just make sure if you enter into a relationship where you're committing to someone, make sure they are also, it's otherwise you'll be alone in the system, like Arach has said. So I know women commit, they commit, but then men, okay, we're not sure, but Henry, you let us know, have you ever been in a committed relationship? How was it, or how is it? You may be in it right now, or never know.
Yeah.
Because I believe there's someone out there who has never been in a committed relationship and is looking for reasons to get into one.
Thank you. Just like what I said, I want to echo it. When it comes to commitment, you give it your all for something you feel it is worthy. Henry has been in a relationship and is still in a relationship. I call it a commitment relationship on my side because I feel I'm doing what I can to sustain it. And wherever I put my all, I expect returns. Now, one thing I've realized is, are your returns suitable to the other partner in a relationship? Earlier on you said some people go into relationships for sex, for maybe money, fame, popularity, and so on. But then, is your partner thinking in the same direction? And that will bring in the question of, are you committed alone? On my side, I feel I need growth. As a young man, there's a reason as to why I attend the relationship that I'm in right now. I've learned a few things the little years I've spent on this world. Some things don't work out if we do certain things. So every morning it triggers me to keep fueling in my relationship. It is not the best, yeah, and I know it will never be the best, but at least I'll try giving it my best till when I earn what I need. Probably that is personal growth, and then also the dual growth, me and her. So commitment, it's nice as long as you understand that what you need in that commitment, the other partner is also in need of it. Yeah. Otherwise, you may ask too much of the other partner,
Okay.
or you may be providing less of the other partner. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow, that just sank so deep. I don't know if it has with you also, but Sophie, adding something?
Not really.
Okay, and then how can you tell that someone is committed to you or someone is in a committed relationship? What are those indicators?
Okay, when you're committing yourself from the beginning, it's always perfect. It always brings in that perfect implication that this is the best part.
When it's starting?
Yeah, the beginning is always full of butterflies, and it's the stage that each and everyone really needs to have in life. But where it doesn't work, at least you can get solution to it. But for me to get committed, at least maybe I wouldn't have boundaries to my relationship, and I don't want to have stages in them. Okay, like having the first stage where you in butterflies, the second stage, or maybe phone calls you reduce on the phone calls. The third one, things are dropping. I think that one there, we'll have to do away with them. Now look at maybe sharing of expenses. Not like someone calls, tells you, this is what I can afford, or calls and tell you, you know what, only take a bottle of maybe juice, soda, and go. It shouldn't be like that. That's how maybe I would commit myself into a relationship, and maybe taking, of course, sharing expenses that I talked about it, having no boundaries. You can be together forever, and forgetting about maybe for better and for best, but adding in for better, for worse in the relationship. definitely that's how I would commit. But for my case, I also feel it's so boring sometimes to commit because there are those conditions that come in. Actually, the strings are attached to the commitment, whereby, just like Henry said, I want to have this, I'm planning this. How sure are you that the other party is also planning the way you're planning? That's actually what scares me in committing, in giving myself all. So I'm always there as an island. I wait for things coming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting coming in from you there. You know, when you're going in for something, you need to be sure, if I give in my all, you know, if I put in my all, am I going to get the return, like he already said? So this is like you getting into a relationship. For a girl, what we normally do is, you know, there are always those guys in your inbox wanting you, spoiling you, people even sending you free money. But then when you're in love with someone, you decide to set a boundary. You decide to say, no, I'm not going to flirt with any other person. I'm not going to give them my time. I'm not going to reply text messages from other guys. And then you also need to understand that you're flagging off your potential, you know, your future husband could be among these people you're flagging off. But then you're putting all this aside because you feel like this is the right person. So that is just one of the things people do to commit in relationships. Henry, what are the signs, what are some of the signs that show someone is committed? Is that, do you think your girlfriend is committed?
I've been committed and I'm still committed regardless of the situation.
Yeah,
now,
you've been committed. So how do you know the other person is committed?
It's committed. Now, number one, we look at equality in expenses.
Does it always have to go to expenses?
Equality in expenses. Here it can be like, I take you out. Of course, I know by the time I say let's go out, I have everything. I mean the logistics, and I will cater for everything. But you knowing that we are going out, can you do something simple? Yes, we have had our chicken, we have had our nice meal. As we are heading back home, can you buy me a Coke? Can you buy me something like ice cream? It looks minor and it's so unexpected. I'm not saying it is designated to be like that, but just doing something minor like that. So sharing expenses. Number two, initiating communication and then maybe hangouts. See, we have got a scenario whereby you talk to someone all the time. Then you spend a week, you go silent. Then here comes the scenario, someone calls you or WhatsApps you and is like, hey Henry, it's been long, 1 week, you're not talking to me. Like, my friend, do you have my contact as well? Yes. So how do you allow 1 week to go without you checking on me? And then, do you know what has been trending in my life for that 1 week? You're not even bothered about that. So for someone who is committed, the other side and this side, someone cannot start all of a sudden that you've taken long without talking to me. Why? You know, someone would be like, hey Henry, how is life? Hey, it has been long, but tell me what has happened. You see, it will motivate you even to pour out your heart. Like, oh, this person really committed about my life, instead of just starting to quarrel. Then the other last bit that defines commitment are the boundaries maintained. In a relationship, no boozing. Yeah. When I stop boozing, are you going to stop, Sophie? I get my point. Then, if we agree that no hangouts in clubs, are you sure, however much you've been clubbing, you're going to leave it? So, are you maintaining our boundaries constant? So, in brief, maintaining boundaries, initiating communication, and then sharing expenses. That one, at least phenotypically, can define someone who is committed, the other side and this side.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting. So, you're adding something?
I have a challenge there.
Yeah, yeah. Tell us. What is your challenge?
You see, when you are committing, I can commit myself, just the way Henry is saying. I can stop buzzing just because you said I should stop buzzing. But how sure am I that this will last for long?
That's always the question.
I can do that. I can camouflage, just because I want to be in these shoes. For 2 to 3 days, we must be together. Like, even if he sees me and points at me like, that's my girlfriend, I should feel it. But for how long will I really be in that?
Yeah, maybe to add on that, when boundaries are set, it's not a block thing, and it's a process. So, like, if we say you're not boozing, it doesn't mean that you stop boozing. I'm a Nile ambassador. Yeah, like a responsible Nile ambassador. But if I say, Henry, you're not boozing anymore, like, if in a week I've been taking 2, can I start taking 2 in a month? You as a partner, you need to remind me, every Saturdays, Henry is hanging out in this place X. Remind him, Henry, let an owner work for you today. I get it, my point. Bottle. So you journey with someone when they are transiting from the other life to this life, instead of just giving it block that stop. No one will really do that. We have different backgrounds, family backgrounds, religious backgrounds, cultural backgrounds, and so on, education backgrounds. So you have to journey with someone until when they reach to that level of attaining or maintaining the boundaries constant. Yeah.
Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. We get it. But now, that's how you can tell someone is committed to you, by the way they do stuff. Maybe you agree on something. Do they keep the end of the bargain, or they just go right behind you and do the opposite? Some even do it just when you're there, like, you tell someone, maybe let's stop partying, or you're over partying. But then also you don't have to agree to things like that. I believe you also have to first weigh, is this right for me? If I do this, how is it going to affect me or us? Like he already said earlier on. Sophie, what are some of those things that would make you be committed to someone at this point if you are to get in a relationship today?
Okay. Since I am planning for a right relationship this time, I really need honesty.
Wow.
Out of someone, because for the past years I've been in a relationship and I've been committing myself for the second hours I give it to be in there. I've never got anyone loyal or honest.
Oh.
It's always drama. And we always manage them because they are worth. They come to tea. They always actually, these people surface as lessons and experience. And as per now, me, I always tell people that I'm ready for anything. I'm always ready. Whether you come as you are, I'm ready. Whether you're coming to trick me out, I'm ready. I always play that game. And I've liked being so clear and open to whoever comes to me, because I know the first time I tell you about myself is the first time you will take it. I don't want to be repeating myself or lying to myself by camouflaging things, and tomorrow you find out that I'm a different person. No, I tell you the real me so that I wait for you now. If you're coming truthfully, we shall manage. But if you're coming with your stories of being dishonest, telling me stories of church, afterwards you get in another story, I'm also always ready. I'm in church, I'm everywhere. Wherever you go, you'll always get me. Okay. So that is the first point.
So you mean there are these people who come with a church face, and then later on you find there's some other thing?
Yeah, that one there.
Wow.
Then, it's so wide, whereby you have to trust someone. You have to also be loyal to the other person. Then there are these ones who come in. I don't know how to term them, but they come. I don't know whether they're heaven sent or what.
Straight from hell.
Yes, but I also love these ones who come and let me how do I say? They're not politicians, eh? They come in that style of politics. Yeah, you know, being so much today you're here, tomorrow you're there, doesn't make sense. So I love it so much when you come when you're very clear. Don't come in a trick style. Coming to collect something and go back. No, come when you're ready.
Okay. Would you commit to a guy who has more than 3 female besties, and you know you cannot differentiate if okay, you can't tell whether you are also a bestie or the girlfriend? Would you commit to such a guy?
Yes, I would still commit.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Why?
That is where I'll have my right point from. I'll commit, even if I hear or I even know that he has 3 wives. I'll first enter into it. I want to first find out why those ones are there. Why are they there?
Bold.
Yes, I want to know why they are there and they refuse to come out. If it is that there is how do they call it? There's something they're drilling there, I have to first go and see. It is good to see and come out. I can't say, you know, right now, we're in a generation whereby no one is real.
Yeah.
True.
No one
That's
is
true.
real. So you cannot know whether this one is married or not married, or this one is a bestie or not a bestie.
That's a
First,
whole-
enter into it and find out if they are not besties, get them out and remain there. If they are besties, get how they are benefiting from being a bestie. If they are not benefiting, ask them why they are all comfortable there. If they feel they're just for just, take the lead also, be just for just. That's how you'll be sweeping it. You never know that's where your destiny lies.
Okay.
So there, you can even send them out and they leave space for you.
Okay.
Yes, these
This one loves
besties
to
here,
mark
don't
her
always
territory.
get scared of
Marking
them.
the territory
Don't.
now.
This one is marking
Even
her
if,
territory.
yes,
Wow.
even if they are
Wow.
besties,
Wow.
enter into it.
Okay.
Find why they are there. If you say, this one here is my turn, I think I can push this one this side, the other one this side, and you enter. No one should
We're always
hide
going
the
for the competition. May the best girl win.
May the best girl
Okay.
win. Yes.
Anyway, the discussion is getting interesting right here. Like I said, what do you think about commitment in contemporary relationships today? Why are people less committed or things like that? Are you in a committed relationship? How can you tell that someone is committed to you or someone he is in a committed relationship? You can let us know by leaving a comment or your opinion on our YouTube channel, and don't go away. We're going for a very short break and we'll still come back with the real talk here on West Nile TV.
Jonna. AFCON, all 52 games live only on Star Times. Star Times brings you Africa's biggest football tournament, AFCON 2023 live in English and Luganda commentary. Starting January 13th, don't miss Mo Salah, Sadio Mane or Nana. Lead the hunt for gold as they take center stage. Renew your Star Times subscription today and enjoy all 52 matches in HD live on Sports Premium and Sanyuka Prime. Star Times, the official broadcaster of AFCON 2023. This message is powered by Techno, the official sponsor of AFCON 2023.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Welcome back from that break, and thank you for joining us here on West Nile TV and also staying with us here on West Nile TV. This is The Real Talk with me, Lillian Ayot, every Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. here on West Nile TV, lighting up the region. And you can be a part of this discussion. All you have to do is go to our Facebook or our YouTube channel. You like, subscribe, and leave a comment on anything that you think about this topic of discussion today. And today we are discussing commitment in contemporary relationships. Do people still commit, or how do people used to commit? Is it still the same? What is affecting that? Are you in a committed relationship? How can you tell that you are in a committed relationship? Would you commit to someone? Why wouldn't you commit to someone? You can let us know that here on this show. And today in the studio we are joined by Arach here in the studio, and we also have Henry here, and together we are handling this discussion. Now, if you have just joined this discussion, we earlier on defined commitment based on each person's commitment and their experiences with committing in a relationship, and how that has gone for them, and why they would not commit to someone at this point, or how you can tell if your partner is committed to you. And because someone said here she was the only one committed in the relationship, so she was just there alone, and the other person's head was somewhere. So that could be you, that could be me, but it depends on how we are able to tell whether or not our partner is committed to us. And commitment is a very important part of our relationship, especially a long-term relationship. It's very important. If you want to see yourself go far in your relationship, if you want to see it end in the church or in your village dancing Larakaraka, something like that, then there has to be one thing called commitment, because if not, things may just break along the way. So we want to see ourselves in a committed relationship. Unfortunately, today most people are not committed in whatever relationship they get into. They are not. There are other primary reasons as to why they get into relationships. Money, just to play around. Some like just to say, I have 10 girlfriends, maybe 10 boyfriends. Some people just be there to boast. Someone said fame among your peer. But commitment is a good thing only if you understand that. So we were still discussing the point where you were asking, what would make you commit to someone in a relationship? Maybe you've seen a beautiful girl, yes, she's intelligent, she's working, she has good behavior, but what would make you commit to such a person? Maybe you've seen a gentleman, he's handsome, he's tall, he's marked and all that. Why would you commit to such a person? And Sophie here had already given us a piece of her mind, so we'll turn to Henry. Henry, what would make you commit to a lady if you are in a relationship right now, or if you're in one? Why are you committing to that person?
Okay, thank you once again. The major factors that can make me so committed to someone, first one is compatibility. Yes, I see someone beautiful, someone maybe is believing in what I believe, someone of my class probably, but are we compatible? You may be even having the same hangout places, but are you compatible? Like when you are moving together, I feel proud of you. So if compatibility is there, automatically it will force me to commit, because I feel when I'm with person so and so, I'm at peace, I'm at ease. No tenterhooks, no nothing. Like for ladies, I've not made up. No. Like you wake up in the morning without makeup, I'll still love you. So we are so compatible. So compatibility is very key. And then secondly, as you are journeying, are you really building the trust? That is very, very key. I told you, me as Henry, maybe I can afford 100K per month. Okay. You know I'm earning beyond that. Do you believe that from what I'm earning, it is comfortable to give you 100K, then the rest is used for other things? Or you're going to fly around, say, now you're giving that money to so and so, last time I said, you're stingy. So you need to show me that trust is building. That is very, very important. Then the other aspect I'm also looking at, are we developing ourselves? Are we growing? Yes, I found you when you're young. Age is increasing. But what of us? Mentally, physically? Because at this age of ours, there's a lot. Especially for young men, I inclusive. You feel like I need to have a mansion. You feel like I need to have maybe a nice car. I need to have maybe a nice job. I need to have, you better up your standard of living. My family should be this and that. So as a person whom I'm trying to deal with that, are you really showing me that you're willing to grow with me? Or on my salary of 300K, I'm just giving an estimate, you need 200K with a budget of 100K for hair, shoes per month, you see? Automatically we are not growing. So I'll break my commitment. I'll stop sacrificing because I see you're either out of my league or you're just a user. Sorry to say so. So matters of compatibility, matters of growth, a dual growth, and then also matters concerning trust. Very key to force me to be committed to someone.
You're adding?
Yeah, but I think about commitment, there's also age attached to it, because we have our stages of the age whereby we commit to. You can't start committing just because I've got someone, let me just start committing. What are you committing to? You get? Even if you have that trust, like I can get someone of an elderly person, someone of, let me say, of 50 and above. And you see, like, I should start committing to this person. Will it really be realistic that I'm going to commit and it will work out? It will not. It won't. Because my wants are different from what he wants. He might commit himself because he wants to settle. Maybe he had, at my age, he had also his fracas or his flaws, and now he wants to settle. But to me, I'm also eyeing at something else because he's elderly, and in my heart I can be like, that one there, no?
Sugar daddy.
Something else. I just go for something else. Yeah, so these things, I just feel it's about the age, maybe also emotions. You see, there are people who get into commitment because of emotions, like, okay, now me, I've had this kind of disappointments, or me, I've been tortured at home because of this and that. Maybe let me commit, because never.
Okay. I love the point you brought out about age. You know, someone once said, if you are a serious lady, you're not going to commit to guys who are 30 and below. Because these boys are excited. He called, okay, this is a man saying, these are boys who are excited at this point. They're just going to have multiple partners. They're just going to have sex wherever they want. They are exploring. They are enjoying. So if you're going to commit to someone of this age, and then you're most likely wasting your time. And,
maybe to hint on that.
I hope we've not, there's no strong bullet.
Yeah, not really. But just to be realistic enough, you're right. A boy of 30 and below is so explorative. And the age difference of 20 to 30, that's the prime age for a young lady. As in, beauty is at its peak. Like,
I mean, all beauty goes up to 50s.
Not really, but I'm looking at the traffic around you because of your beauty. It is too much at 20 to 30. But gentlemen between 20 to 30, just like what you said, explorative. But now the question is, where is the area of focus as they're exploring? Some are exploring opportunities of personal development. And I would advise any girl to maybe try to go for that guy. Yeah, I've had a friend who is venturing in different businesses here and there. And he's having his personal girlfriend. So his focus is exploring in personal growth, and then there are those who are exploring in how does girl so and so, you know, taste like, profession so and so taste like,
oh my God.
Girls of this caliber taste like, you know. Not really. So as a girl, you must really stand in and judge. People have individual differences. Yeah, age 30 is too far. Like, gone are the days when our ancestors could marry at 18, gentlemen, and they could build stable relationships. So I feel you need to look at where is someone focusing to explore at that age. That matters.
Okay, and now we have an aspect where, you know, like you said, you don't just have to commit because you want to commit. I've seen ladies get into committed relationships even when they tell them, there you're wasting your time. Like Sophie said, you have to enter. So for them, they enter to go and test it. Sophie, you know, there's one thing going on today. A lot of married men are out with the young girls, and surprisingly, most of these married men who have wives, I mean, you're out with a young girl or maybe a lady, and then you go back to your wife, sleeping comfortably. You're telling someone, I have a wife, I have a family, I cannot leave them for you. But you're expecting your side chick to be committed to you, as in not have any other boyfriend aside from him. What's your take on that? Would you commit? Would you commit? How do you advise such girls committing to married men?
I think that would just be issues related to anxiety.
Okay.
It's not something big. Because you're there. As I told you, people just want, you know, these guys, whenever they come, let me say, these married men, when they come to the young girls, they come with, they have a lot. They come with, they even already know, like a young girl, you need this, this, and that. They come with all that you want. You're anxious to receive.
Yeah, there's money, iPhone coming.
It is coming. And with the world of today,
Expensive wigs.
you cannot even have a girl child of, let me talk like a girl child of 18 holding an iPhone.
Let's talk about these 2000 babies,
Yes,
2000,
yes.
2005 babies.
They call them here,
Oh.
what? The iPhone, they have their names, Shiba iPhone, that Shiba thing, iPhone stage. Yeah, so they feel they have it all. So the rest that comes, we don't want to know. And you find at the end of the day that they're the ones who mess up. even if they call them like second wives, they don't even maintain the positions. They just be there. Just because they were anxious, waiting for what? To be like pampered. So you find those kind of lifestyles attached to those anxieties, making them always be forced to be kicked out of what they were supposed to be in. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, it is them who go back when they've made the loss. But trust me, a married man can never leave a wife at home and marry you. They'll always be playing around with you, even read for you outside, do whatever, but just know the end is always bad, and I always don't love how it ends.
Okay. So turning to Henry, you've seen your fellows, your seniors leaving their marriage, coming to these young girls and expecting them to be committed to them. What advice, do you think it's realistic for someone to, ask someone to be committed to them? I mean, you are married and you're here telling someone to only be for you while you're satisfying yourself this side, and you expect this person to wait for you and not give attention to some other person. How would you advise such girls?
Okay, to start with, is it really right or wrong? To me, that goes back to individual preferences, because naturally, men are polygamous.
Oh no, we don't agree with that.
You may not agree, but biblically, ironically, and even plus other faith, they have it that men are meant to be polygamous. That is nature. But still, it being right or wrong goes back to individual differences. And no one would wish to share a partner, be it male and female. So for a man to move out, there are other factors that may cause that. It can be a factor concerning only one partner, that is a male, or it can be a factor concerning a duo. Getting it, maybe he's not satisfied with something and so on. So what I advise young girls, I've not yet been there in that state of getting married and then you get another side chick. Say so. But what I believe is you need to set standard. Yes, like we can't help it. Some people, even some of us, are a result of maybe our fathers having side chicks. So there's an advantage in that. So I'm a child of a side chick, if I'm to say so. But you need to set standards. Yes, if the man is really showing that he's liking you or he's starting to love you, are you putting a price beyond just taking you out for nice hangouts, beyond just buying you expensive things, pizza, taking you to explore new places? You tell him, man, how is this thing ending? Then he'll ask you, men, if you're answering such block questions, then he'll ask you, what do you mean? Then you set your nanny, you'll be like, me, I needed to end in a relationship, let your wife know, come to my parents, Yeah, it is really hard, but you even show him that you're mature. Mm-hmm. And men reach an extent when they need a mature brain. Otherwise, if your brain is not maturing, especially for those that have really grown up and married, they will just easy dump you, if I'm to say so. So show him that you're also developing your brain. Yes, keep milking him what he's bringing on the table, but keep setting your goals and set the standards high. That's my belief about it. And young girls, it's not so bad if you're doing it well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Henry, okay. I hope someone has picked that piece of advice that he has given us. What do you think about married men asking young girls or maybe ladies out there to commit to them, knowing very well they are married, but they want these women to only be faithful to them? What do you think? Let us know on our YouTube channel. And we know in today's relationships, there are people who will be like, especially ladies, we love to be called maybe 3 times a day, and as the relationship is starting, you're letting someone know, I want to be called 3 times a day. Then someone calls you for the first 2 days, and then the next day things start changing. Or maybe you are here in a relationship and then someone gets a job somewhere and then you have to be in a long distance relationship or go somewhere else, and plus other factors. So how does career and communication, trust affect commitment in relationships today? We'll start with the gentleman.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. Career really affects communication and commitment. Career affects the time. Career affects the emotions. Career also affects the goals. An example, you're in a career whereby there are night shifts.
Yeah.
You know, many men are so egocentric.
You know, that reminds me, the night shift stuff. Recently, Pierre Pounds, she's a musician or an artist, I don't know. She posted who is going to marry us who, work and come back at 3 a.m.
in the morning. So it makes it so hard. Apart from that, for many stable families where we grew up in, you get to find that a mother is the ruler of a home. Yes, a man is the overseer, as in the governor, but the mother is a ruler. She will know when to report at home. So she will set time. Lillian, by 8, you must be here. That is discipline. She will know when to cook supper. She will know how to organize things here and there. But imagine a career that is taking almost 75% of her time. So she's fading out in a home.
So that's where now the husbands start going for...
Exactly. They start looking for compatibility.
It's not a justification.
You come back home, I like, Henry, I'm tired. Nothing. As in, nothing is going to happen. And Henry also had these hopes of maybe something may happen, something good. But realistically, the woman is tired. But Henry's emotions are going to be hurt. Because it's like, I married you, or I'm your boyfriend, or I'm, your husband. Let something happen. Nothing. So tomorrow, pass by the corners and get something. So career is really so risky. It is so risky. That's why you find that some people have started dropping careers, or some people drop families. I know of a certain qualified personnel in a certain university. I will not mention their name. She had to drop her family very far distance to go and work at a university, maybe as a lecturer, because she weighed and she was like, okay, family, career. So that's how bad it is.
And that reminds me, someone said, as a lady, if you were to choose between a career or a job and a man, let the man go. We've seen ladies who choose men over these things. You will cry alone.
Not really. Maybe to hint on that. You see,
this was an advice from a man.
True. I understand. But you see, in most cases, you get to ask yourself, why are you working? Like, even me, I'm not working for me. It is very hard to work for me. Yes, you can work for yourself, but in the end, you're working for the next generation after you. You're working for people around you. You see, you're serving whatever you're serving for the good of people close to you, or people coming to you, or people who came before you. So in the end, it's all about understanding and playing your cards well.
Okay.
Truly, you cannot live a career and you live a relationship. To me, it just needs you to adjust or to get someone who will fit in, because you need both. Truth be told, you need companionship. In this life journey, I believe everyone needs a company.
Yeah, true. And then you get relationships where someone says, if you don't quit this job, forget about the relationship. So you find yourself in a very difficult situation. And I was speaking of commitment, some people do not commit to people who, you know, are always traveling. Sophie, for instance, we have women who complain about husbands or boyfriends who are always traveling. You know, I have to go to Western Uganda for field, then I have to go to Central, I have to come to West Nile, and you know, the girlfriends and wives of those women always have that complaint. They're constantly complaining. So you as an individual, do you believe that affects a commitment in a relationship? Would you commit as a person to someone who is constantly traveling, having business travels and all that?
Yeah, I would really commit to such a person, because by the time I'm getting this person, I believe I knew the nature of this person's job. That is the first thing. Why did I commit to that person? Why did I commit to that? If I had known that that was very bad or it wasn't what I wanted, why did I have to go for it? And besides, when you're getting married or you're going to be into a relationship and you're going to commit into it, I don't think there are things that should make sense. Not everything should make sense.
Oh, sure.
When you're into the system, as I always say, be there. Just there is posts I always see on memes, TikTok, and a lot of things that people say, when you're in a relationship, pretend you're not there. Do you know that that word works? It works. Pretend not to be there. It works. Because even if he's doing this and that, as long as it's none of your business, but you know why you're there and you're committed to it, trust me, it will work out. That will not even affect you. Him coming at midnight, him not even coming after 3 months, will not shaken you. You will be very fine. And trust me, that relationship will work. Because first of all, you're not following him up. He will know there is someone there, even if I don't. That fear will always be there. The fear of and respect will be there that, oh, after all, my wife has not seen me, but let me do this and let me act smart. You, even if you know, by the I'm of that sort, even if I know that this one here has 3 women, I'm always okay. I'll not even ask.
Oh,
and it works.
okay.
Yes. So the day comes and I just tell you, the challenge is when you're now tired, of course you can't get suffocated for long.
Yeah.
You get the time, you speak it out, and leave. The door is always open. Those doors are never closed. They always leave them open. Yeah, you just leave. If the person is not ready to speak out the truth.
Okay. I think that advice best goes to people who mind about their mental health, you know.
Sure.
You don't want to cry, you don't want to be stressed, you don't want to be depressed. Don't follow such a person up. But that is it. So about commitment in relationships, we're still here having the discussion, and one of the ways you can tell someone is committed or is in a committed relationship is when they everything it has to do with we, us. Someone doesn't talk about me, myself, my thing, but talks about our thing, talks about us, and that is how you know this person is into this relationship, or I can commit to this person. But so you should pay attention to simple things like that. You know, someone talking about something and is not afraid of doing something that will hurt you is a very big red flag and a sign that the person is not actually committed to you or is in a committed relationship with you. Well, we'll continue with that discussion right after this short break. Don't go away, and we'll still continue with this. Please do let us know what you think about today's discussion just by going on our YouTube and leaving a comment.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Jonna. AFCON, all 52 games live only on StarTimes. StarTimes brings you Africa's biggest football tournament, AFCON 2023 live in English and Luganda commentary. Starting January 13th, don't miss Mo Salah, Sadio Mane or Nana. Lead the hunt for gold as they take center stage. Renew your StarTimes subscription today and enjoy all 52 matches in HD live on Sports Premium and Sanyuka Prime. StarTimes, the official broadcaster of AFCON 2023. This message is powered by Techno, the official sponsor of AFCON 2023.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
To the Real Talk with me, Lilian Ayot, and thank you for staying with us on this show. And if you have just joined us right now, you're most welcome. This is the Real Talk with me, Lilian Ayot, every Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. And today is the last Saturday of April 2024, and we are closing this this month with a topic, with a discussion on commitment in relationships. Today, are you in a committed relationship? Or is your partner committed to you? How do you tell someone is committed to you, and why would you commit to someone? What are those some of those factors that affect commitment in a relationship? Do you believe that time, trust and communication affect a relationship? You can let us know by simply going to our YouTube channel or our Facebook, and you leave a comment, and we'll read your comment here, because we also value what you think about this topic today, because it matters. It could help someone out there. And for you who are in committed relationship, you know how your relationship is going, and for you who are just there for the sake, you also know how it's going. Of course, there's always a difference. A relationship based on commitment is not the same as that where commitment is absent. You may want to explore both, but we would say that you straight away enter into a committed one, because it saves you a lot. It saves you a lot. Let me just talk about the emotional damage that is in it. It saves you a lot from that. We're still continuing with the discussion here with Sophie and Henry in the studio about commitment, and you had already taken us through how one's career can affect commitment in a relationship, and also how communication can affect communication can affect commitment in a relationship. Now, one thing that we need to pay attention to is the experiences people have had in their previous relationship. Like someone said, like Sophie personally said, she was in a committed relationship, and then she was alone. The other person was doing his own thing. It looks funny, but we have all been there. We have all experienced this. You know, you for us girls it's worse, believe me. And then you go extreme, posting this person every time, my personal person. You let the whole world know you're driving a lot, you know.
No way of turning back.
Exactly,
Only
because you
tears.
have pushed everyone away. You know, there are these men who come and someone says, a wise man said, don't chase away all these guys on your tail, even if you are in a relationship with someone. They say, don't. Someone posted something on, I think on Daily Monitor, where he said, I got my, I told him I was
prayed.
in a relationship, and he told me he will still make his way. And then someone captions that, don't let your boyfriend stop you from finding your future husband, or don't
Wow.
let your girlfriend stop you from finding your future
Wife.
boyfriend. That comes from knowing whether or not someone is committed to you. But there are these relationships you really know it has no future. This man is out with some other person, maybe this lady has these people. You would, if you committed to such a person, it would be just like you're blindly committing to the person. But anyway, everyone's experience is different. Now let's talk about how past relationship experiences can affect how one commits into a relationship, whether or not someone can decide to commit in their next relationships. Do you believe that previous relationship experiences affect one's commitment to a new relationship?
Strongly, I do believe in that, and it is two-way, negative and positive.
Okay.
We have a scenario, someone committed so much, and he or she was heartbroken. So the next relationship, the commitment level will be below threshold. Believe me not. Be like, I cannot put all my feet in the deep waters. However, here is a scenario. Someone had a very nice partner, very nice. And then by some error, the partner slips out of one's hands. So the next time such a person sees another partner potential, he'll grip or she will grip on him or her. Past experiences also matter in the sense that I had a relationship at age 26. This guy could do for me everything. This girl could do for me everything that I needed. But because of some hindrances here and there, religious, cultural, status quo, I lost her. So by the time I'm planning to get another one, I'm clocking 30. So now at age 30, people have stereotypes that is the best age of building a serious relationship. Okay. So someone will find it so comforting to have a better partner at that moment and build a strong, committed relationship. So past experiences with time strongly affect. Otherwise, someone can lose a relationship at 19. You don't expect that person to now again come back and be so strong. No. I'll tell you, I have time. My friend, I still have time. So what are you going to say? A gentleman at age 23, 22 still has time. But a lady of 27, she will now start to zero down on a few things. Be like, okay, maybe Henry did this and that. Next time Jacob comes, I think I need to do this and this to make sure Jacob is in good shape for me. So past experiences shape.
Okay.
Yeah.
It really does. People, have you found yourself in a relationship where you have introduced your partner to your parents, to all your friends, even to the other boyfriends who want you? You're already telling them, I have a man, and like everybody knows you're putting your everything and you're sure you're going to end up with this person, and then things turn around. This person has someone else that they want. Well, we've had people who have had such kind of experiences, not once, not twice, not thrice. It's like every time they always commit. They enter a relationship and straight away just commit, and they've had like over 5 experiences of such things, and then you find the person then decides, my next relationships are just going to be for fun. Like, I don't care what the other person has to offer, but it's for fun. Anyway, that is someone's experience. So, Sophie, how does a past experience shape how one views commitment to a relationship?
Okay. The way I perceive it, I still bring in the age again into this. You know, there are ages whereby when you're already disappointed in the past relationship, you tend to give up on it. You give up like, okay, this one didn't work out, the other one didn't work out, let me just surrender and do what is good for me. That's why you find girls becoming players, boys becoming cheats. They're not afraid of anything, you get. And then there is this age whereby you've clocked that age, you really now want to settle. The past had come in, it came and it traumatized you. Others even almost took you to Butabika. But by the grace of God,
Yes.
you stood strong and you're still moving. Now for that one there, even if you're going in, you go for do or die. You don't care. Whether it's coming to destroy you again or not, you're going to enter. So to me, the past relationship, I personally I feel, it comes in to teach. You didn't know to give up on it, even if, however much it was very bad. Go in for it, because you can't now limit yourself saying, oh, that one was like that, this one was, maybe this one was so good, I'll never get someone like this. How sure are you that you'll never get someone like that? Go in for it. You never know, with time, things can work out. Miracles do happen.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's what I believe in.
Okay, you never know. This time it could be something genuine, but it's really sad when you commit to someone and you give it your all, but then things don't get to work out, and then it gets to affect your next relationship. And some people have even taken decisions of never ever engaging into relationships. That's why you find some people are like, I'm not going to get married, I'm not going to settle with anyone, I'm just going to be myself. Or if they get there, it's just for fun and they don't care who they hurt in the process. So sometimes it's based on past experiences, your past relationship experiences. I know if everyone is to talk about the experiences, it would be, you'd say like, oh my God, people have gone through a lot. But you can let us know how your experiences have been with the, committing to someone. Has it been good? Was it good? Or is it bad? Do you regret it? Do you wish you committed to someone some time back before you lost them? You can let us know that. Now we want to understand this thing. One thing that we are not denying is the fact that there is less commitment in relationships today. I mean, out of all relationships around you, you can find the ones who claim to be in a relationship. It's only less than 10% who are committed, but the rest are just there because they want to be for other benefits like money, social status, or things that come with it, but most importantly for the benefit of it or being in it. So that's why most people are in relationships today. But what do you think is or are the causes as to why people of this generation specifically are not committing and not entering committed relationships?
To me, it is a lot. It is really a lot, but the first cause is modernity. Like, the trend has changed. Gone are the days when, if I'm in need of marrying Lillian, it will be my family, probably my father or my uncle. They go to the parents of Lillian, not even to Lillian direct. They be like, in this family, there is a flower. We have spotted that flower, and our little boy would like to have that flower. So it would be so nice, driven by parents, elders, after serious analysis and so on and so forth. But here, the trend has changed. We are in a university setting, we are in an institutional setting, a school setting, career setting, someone is abroad, parents have never been there. So it is between you and the person you've met. So it really determines how much you're going to commit. One, you're not guided in most cases, because like we have met at a university, it's a different business at a university. But here you're trying out something new. Parents will not be there. Some of us do these things when even parents are not, you know. You are in a working environment where it is not allowed, but you're sneaking, you see. So the commitment will strongly be affected because of the changing trends in modernity. And here are a few things. Number one, the career, we said, if the career is really not favoring the relationship, commitment will die automatically. Number two, the communication you talked about. Like, we expected dual communication. Why shouldn't someone communicate? When I'm communicating, commitment is going to die. And these are things of modernity. Like, I expect you to be online when you're talking to me. Why are you online and you're not talking to me? Like, seriously? Doesn't add up. Someone will call you and is like, hey, Lillian, you don't have airtime? Why? You know, Henry, why are you not calling me? You don't have airtime? And so on and so forth. So communication is really a hint. It's a red flag for people. And then the other things of trust coming, but the primary thing is modernity. Everything has changed. It's all about you and your partner. Then it is you who takes the partner home. Not the other stories of, yes, you go tell your dad how so and so in the village, so and so there's someone, then parents go there, then they come and give you feedback. Our son is good or bad. No, no, no. So commitment is built by you, and what determines are the things around you. Things in your environment, things in his or her environment. Yeah.
So that explains why people those days, people were much more committed those days than people of these days, because the cultural practices, the norms play a lot in that modernity that comes with a lot of freedom. You know, people do things the way they want, and then so they choose how to run their relationships and how they want things to be. And parents have little control over how they get to run their relationship. Sophie, what do you have to say about people not getting into committed relationships today?
To me, I would take fear to be the reason of committing to the wrong person. And secondly, I see this government, how do they call it? The human rights that has worsened the situation of everything. Because right now everyone has a right. There is women emancipation, there is children's rights.
Yeah.
Everyone has a right.
Wait, but we beg to disagree. Human rights has not worsened things. I think it's just the way people view these things, because your rights, yes, you have rights, but there are responsibilities and duties, and that is what people ignore.
Of course, no one ignores it. As a woman, I am a wife. Let's say I'm a wife to Henry. I've got my rights, despite the fact that I'm in Henry's house. I know that I have responsibilities of being a wife, but still, I have my own rights. So those are two things. Yeah, you get those are two important things in the house, and it's a wife having them.
Which is a good thing.
I can mean not to cook, but Henry is not allowed to beat me because it's my right not to do it, and it's also my right not to be touched by my house. That's how it becomes
but then as a wife, you're failing out. Exactly.
Yeah. Another day we'll do like a whole 2 hours to discuss that. You're still on the point?
About
Yeah, we're
we
still
had
talking
it like
about,
fear, how fear would make someone not to commit. Trust me, you can't commit to, as we had discussed before, about the past relationship. Let's say the first one you had given your whole heart to someone. And now for the second time, you also want to do the same. That will be a mental case. You can't do it. It can't happen. You'd rather be there. It can't work.
All right.
So that's how.
Okay, she terms it nicely. You know, people have fear based on their previous experiences, or maybe what they see from other people. Other people's relationships also are like a field for us to learn. But that is it. People have different reasons as to why they don't want to commit, as to why they want to commit. So it just varies from person to person, from one relationship to another. So don't see other people having a perfect relationship and then you say, I want to commit to my man, you know, I want things to go to another level. Is your man ready to take things to another level? Is a question that should be at the back of your mind. Now, as we conclude, we've come towards the end of today's edition. As we conclude, what advice would you give to young people there about commitment in relationships?
As young people, number one, know what you want. And after knowing what you want, understand it. After understanding it, then measure and assess. If it is worth, commit. If it is not, don't.
Oh, that's it.
An example, I know I need to have a partner at this age. Probably girlfriend to have reason, experience, or building for a future life. Are you understanding what you're doing? After that, assess, is this person worthy? Am I fit to be with this person? If all is okay, commit.
Go ahead.
But if not, as in you're having a girlfriend, for pride, understand, what does pride do? Fame, what does fame do? These emotional interests, what do they do, my friend? What are they going to yield you? Then, if it is really not good, don't commit. Don't commit. So know it, understand it, measure and assess, then do.
Okay,
Yeah.
do the needful. That's what I would say. Sophie, what's your advice to young people out there who fear to commit?
Okay, for those who fear to commit, I would advise them to first look into the value. What value do you think you can get out of someone? What is that importance you see? Don't look at the money aspect, because that is, money comes and goes.
True.
But what is the value? What will this person add into your life? And I would also tell them never to ignore those slight red flags. Over here, I slept at my friend's place. Those are the red flags you shouldn't ignore, because it starts like, you know, a drop of water, and then at the end of the day, it ruins your life. So there are things that most people don't see into a relationship, but that is what in turn damages them the more. So that's what I would tell them not to take lightly.
All right, that has been a very beautiful discussion around commitment in relationships. We've had various discussions. I don't know what you think about this. You can still go on our YouTube and let us know what you think about commitment. Have you ever committed to someone? Is someone committed to you? How do you know? And how are you committed to someone? Would you advise someone to get into a committed relationship, or you just want to be there to have fun and explore and then maybe commit at a later age? Who would you commit with? Commit to a person older than you or a person within your age bracket? What does it take to be committed to someone? So those are some of the questions that you should have at the back of your head. Now, as we before we sign out of here, I know we've had a very long discussion about commitment. What is, as we sign out, what is that takeaway that you want the viewer to go with? What is that last message that you want to leave our viewer with regarding maybe today's discussion or any other thing? And also you can say hi to your friends. Yeah, you have a minute. In a minute.
Okay, thank you very much. Before I say hello to a few people, one thing I should really encourage to the side of gentlemen, that is the young men this age, really hustle. Nobody should confuse you that money is not it all. This money is needed. Our sisters really need that money, so hustle and hustle. Greetings to my friends, my closest buddy, that is Peter Paul, wherever you are in Koboko. I salute you all, the Rotaract family. I love you all, and my personal, Sarah, wherever you are, I love you. Thank you.
Now, that is how we tell he is in a committed relationship. He has openly said hi to his personal person. Sarah, wherever you are, just know someone is committed to you. So, Sophie, what is the takeaway that you want our viewer to go with, and your advice on today's discussion? Maybe any other thing, and then you can say hi to your friends.
Okay. To me, I would say we shouldn't. Actually, we should pray for everything that happens to us, whether it's good or bad. Prayers do move mountains. So my mother always tells us, whether it has come to destroy you or mend you, make sure you pray for it. So with this, I believe even if you're in a broken relationship or something that is not working, pray and move on. That one will work. It might not work today, but with time, you'll get used to and absorb some of the things. That's what I can tell them. Then for the girl child, please wake up, do your makeup, have a plan list, and go and work for it. We're not going to be waiting for the sons of Pharaoh always. We have to have our own. By the time you're standing with them, stand knowing that you're pointing at the right thing that you want. We always need to point for what is of our standards and value. Not what someone points and they just tell you to pick. No. Point it. If there is no money, if it's not enough, top up and go with it. So that's the girl child I really want to build up.
Okay.
Yes.
And I hope every girl child has picked that.
They have to.
And personally for me, I think I'm going with that. That's going to be my take home. Thank you so much, Sophie and Henry, for joining us here in the studio today. Thank you for your time. We've had a wonderful discussion, and also our viewer. Thank you for staying with us. We have our fam on YouTube who says this is a helpful topic for young people like Lubulwa. Okay, I don't know who Lubulwa is or what Lubulwa is, but he says this is a very good topic for you. Thank you so much, our fam, for staying with us. And I'd like to say commitment is a very big thing that you should consider when you're entering a relationship, and you should be clear. If you want to enter a relationship and commit to someone and want someone to commit to you, then you have to make these things clear from the start, so that you know, I mean, to this relationship, it's going to be a long-term thing or just a short-term thing, or this is just going to be for fun, or maybe for this specific benefit. It could be just for business or anything. But what I can say is enter a relationship when you know what you're going to do there, and you know this relationship is strictly for this. Don't just go blindly. Don't just enter and then commit to someone who is not ready to settle with you. There's a saying that you can get the right person but at the wrong time. You can get the wrong person but at the right time. So please pay attention to those details and see, so that you are not in the crying bus. Everyone deserves to be happy and experience the benefit that comes with a good and healthy relationship. But the goal is always to commit. It's beautiful to commit to someone and know that someone is committed to you. A committed relationship is a very beautiful one. Otherwise, maybe you may have other thoughts, but that is it from us here in the studio. Thank you for taking your time to be with us here today. Thank you so much, our director Elliot, for making this show a good one, and thank you, producer Bonnie, for the job well done. Thank you so much. That's the crew behind Real Talk, and with me, Lillian, every Saturdays from 8 to 10 we sit here to have discussions on various topics and anything that you'd want to share your opinion or your thought on. This is the show that gives you the platform. Thank you for staying with us once again, and thank you for watching West Nile TV. See you again next Saturday, same time, 8 to 10 p.m. and today we're also crowning the new Miss Uganda West Nile. We wish them all well. Have a very beautiful evening. For those who are going for happening, please be careful, and for you going to bed, make sure you pray before going to bed. See you next week, and happy new month, May in advance. Ciao.